Little hint here as to what I see as corporate tactics, um, global corporate tactics on how to manage the nuclear conversation in the sciences. Now, so some years ago, I traveled for 3 months to Europe. I spent basically the whole time couch surfing. I spent a month in Sweden, spent a month in Paris, and spent a month in Italy, and traveled trains in between and talked to a whole bunch. It's amazing how many languages most Europeans speak. What, how well is debatable, but so that was impressive. One of the things I did while in Sweden was I attended a conference on nuclear waste. Now, Sweden's digging huge holes in the ground. Deep earth sequestration, I think, is the term for it, for their nuclear waste. So the country is having legitimate conversations kind of about it. Their society is very respectful and subdued. You can't go into their meetings like you could in America and just talk nonsense and bullshit. It would not work. The attitude, the seriousness of the conversation was that big. So this was at the Swedish National Academies. Yes, those people that do the Nobel Prize awards and such. Chris Busby was there presenting his take on it. Just a side note, the meeting was posted as being in English, but the head of the committee changed it to all French. So I presented my own opinion very poorly. I'm disappointed in myself, but the meat was still there. You can tell my rambling is can get tedious. So what they were asking for are some studies. They were talking about doing studies on what this could mean. And this Swedish university, and its brilliance, did everything it could to limit the scope of the study. When asked questions like, this is not Sweden's problem, this is a global problem, why is the why is the study so small? Why aren't we doing this as a large offensive to learn what's actually going on instead of all these small? So this is what I have seen consistently across the politics of this industry. They will let these little studies be done. They will fund studies that can really be questioned and debated. And after the study is done and they've funded it, they set it up, they defined the boundaries of what can be asked and how. Now they've got a little study hanging out there that seems like it's, not enough. You can throw all kinds of questions. You can say they're wrong, their assumption. So this is before my times tactic. Isolate. Let's let a state pretend it's only a state's problem. Let's let the corporations inside that state guide the state's policies regarding pollution, and lets them ignore federal policy because states' rights. This is the game of science. If it doesn't get funded, it doesn't get done. If the franchise doesn't get sold, then nobody can buy stuff at the franchise outlet. It it's a global franchise, though. There's not many players. The players that are there have set the rules, have defined the rules because they own the sciences. They gift these universities. Inside the gifts are rules and boundaries and how they're supposed to talk about business. Masters in business administration. You know what they were taught? The foundation of that, the basis of that, was libertarian fueled nonsense by Koch Industries. They've bought MIT. They bought the child care center for MIT's physics department so that all their high power physics professionals can have child care while they're going to college. And when they get out, they'll have jobs that they can afford to pay for child care when they're done, because that's the rewards of sitting through all those tedious classes. So we are in trouble scientifically because wealthy people brought much of these sciences over from Europe under questionable circumstances. We made Faustian bargains with chemical giants to keep progress happening, to keep profits going, to keep building bigger and better bombs. And that seems the focus, is the better bombs. We polish our bombs a lot. Shiny bombs, good bombs. Good day, folks. It's all mostly politics now.